Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 22 video where today we are going to be going through our 4-4-2 custom tactics. Now the 4-4-2 isn't one of my favorite formations in the game, but I do want to go through all of the formations and obviously provide you guys with the best custom tactics that I think there are for these formations. As I said, the 4-4-2 is not personally one of my favorite formations, but these are the best tactics that I came across today, and these are the ones I'm going to be sharing with you, and hopefully you guys will enjoy them. So without further ado, going into the tactics, defensive style, this is a bit of a tricky one because for me, I like to play on balance. I don't like to play on a press. I have started to come across obviously playing a full weekend now in champs, and obviously going with that, I did come across quite a few people who did like to play on the old press. Now for me, it just doesn't work. I don't like it. I especially don't think it will work in a 4-4-2 in my opinion. Now maybe I'm wrong on that, but I don't personally like to play on that press. I like to have the balanced defensive style. I think if you're a good defender, maybe you can get away with it. I'm not a great defender, so I don't think I can get away with playing on a press. The next important thing is the depth. So I'd go around about 60. I think at the moment the depth is a little bit of a tricky one because a lot of people have got a lot of pace, because a lot of the pacey players are quite cheap. So unless you've got the pacey defenders, which are the likes of Varane and someone like that, those guys are quite expensive. You know, Varane's looking around about 300,000 coins. So unless you've got some very fast defenders and fullbacks as well, you can't really afford to play on a high depth. So it really depends on the players that you have. For me, I don't have the quickest defense, so I can't really go too high on the depth. So I'm going for around about 60, which is what really suits for me and the way I like to play. In terms of build-up play, playing on slow build-up, of course, I really like this for pretty much any formation. I'm not really a huge fan of many of the others. I think slow build-up for me and the way I like to play is the go-to. I like to kind of build my attacks up quite slowly. It likes to keep my formation quite compact. One of the problems that I did come across early on in my FUT Champs weeks is because everybody has obviously lots of pace. Everyone can kind of get through you very, very quickly. And if you're playing on something like fast build-up, it leaves a lot of space, or even long ball. Especially your midfield gets out of position quite a lot in this game. And obviously when people have lots of pace, it can just be one through ball or a smash up to the striker and then a time finesse, and that's it, you've conceded. So I like to go with slow build. It means my team is generally going to stay in formation. And then in the chance creation, I actually decided to stay on balance, and this was another reason. Especially in a formation like the 4-4-2, direct passing I don't think will work at all, because one of the things with direct passing is it really pushes your midfielders on as well. So again, if you lose possession of the ball, it can just be one simple through ball through and you can be caught out. And I think especially in this formation, because it doesn't have defensive midfielders and it's not the most defensive formation, it's just very simple and easy to use. But I think direct passing could very easily work against you. So I decided to stay on balance and give that a run, and it was probably the most effective of all the chance creations. I found it worked very, very well and gave me the best options. I managed to stay quite solid and quite compact and yet still create chances, but not really concede too many. So it worked very, very well for me. Offensive width, we're also going for around about 60. Now, I don't really know what to do too much with the offensive width at the moment, because it doesn't seem like really crossing is super overpowered at the moment. So I don't think going super wide on your width is going to really help. And also what it will do again is the more you stretch out your team, more gaps are going to appear in midfield. And with through balls being so overpowered, I would rather people go out wide, and I'd rather leave space out wide. So I don't want to go too wide on your defensive or offensive width. So I recommend go for around about 60, just keeping it very, very standard. And like I said, the best way to play the 4-4-2, in my opinion, is to just play it very simply and just kind of don't overcomplicate it. Plays in the box on 6, corners on 3, and free kicks on 1. So moving into the instructions, up front we've got Lukaku and Hernandez. Actually very lucky that I got Luis Hernandez this morning out of a 7.5k preview pack, which is absolutely mad to get that lucky and get someone that good. Now with Lukaku, we're going to have him on target man, and we're going to have him on stay central, and we're going to have Hernandez on getting behind and stay central. So Lukaku's going to be the target man. He's going to back into defenders. He's going to try and win the ball and be the shield, and then Hernandez is going to use his pace and running behind. Now, if we're going to be using Lukaku on target man, we do need 1 or 2 players to run in behind. So preferably, and naturally, your left and right mids do need to fast. I'm using Firmino and Bernardo Silva, so I didn't get the best use out of the 4-4-2. But if you do have quick players, obviously that's going to really help, because you can't really just have Hernandez running in behind. Ideally, you want those left and right mids running in behind as well. But Lukaku on target man. Worked very, very well with Hernandez. In terms of the wide players, Firmino and Bernardo Silva, the left and right mid, are going to be on free roam and get in behind and get into the box for crosses. So that's what Bernardo Silva and Firmino are going to be on. This is going to be because I want those left and right mids to really drift around. Obviously, we're not going to be sending the fullbacks forwards in this formation, so I do want the left and right mids to drift around. As I said, if you do have pace, naturally you should have with your left and right midfielders, should have plenty of pace. So those guys want to be running in behind, helping getting forwards. And I want them on free roam, so I really want them to drift around because it does make it very, very difficult to defend when these guys drift around. And it's really difficult, especially in these flat formations with left and right mids. It's really difficult to get the left and right midfielders involved in the attacking third. So we're going to have them on free roam, and that's the one that seems to get them the most involved. It seems to do the best job. So we're going to have them on free roam. If you have pace, obviously you want them on getting behind. And we don't need them on cut inside instead of free roam because we're not going to be having the fullbacks going forwards. We're going to have them on stay back while attacking, conservative, and overlap. That's what we're going to be using the fullbacks on. Now, the reason why we're going to be having the fullbacks on stay back, mainly just because of my experience in Foot Champs. One of my the negatives about FIFA is because everybody obviously has lots of pace, or the majority of players like to play with lots of pace, and especially if you send your fullbacks forwards, can leave you a little bit exposed, and that's definitely something that I came across this week. So I'm going to have to tweak a few of the tactics that we have made just to kind of make them a little bit more solid. But in this case, in the 4-4-2, it's not the best formation in terms of protection because we don't have DMs. We do have centre mid, so they are kind of more box-to-box midfielders. So they don't give you as good a protection. So I don't want to have the fullbacks going forwards in this formation. I do want them on stay back while attacking. And in terms of the goalkeeper, Edison is going to be on comes crosses and sweeper keeper. And in terms of Allen and Pogba in midfield, now we're going to have them on both of them on cover centre. We're going to have them both on stay on edge of the box for crosses. Now I'm going to leave them both on balanced attack because I do want them to get forward. Because the left and right midfielders, it isn't easy to get them involved in the play. I do want to have the midfielders that do press up and move forward, especially because we're only on balance with chance creation. We do want the midfielders to act as box-to-box midfielders. So players like Pogba and Fernandez as a midfield would be a very good midfield to have here because you do need guys that can defend a bit and obviously try and cut passing lanes and things like that. But you need guys that can get forwards and provide assists as well. And it shouldn't really leave you too exposed on the counter-attack, these custom tactics. But that is it for my 4-4-2 custom tactics. Now, as I said before, 4-4-2 personally, not one of my favourite formations, but I did want to give the 4-4-2 a try. And these were the tactics that I personally found the most effective. As I said, 4-4-2 is not personally one of my favourite formations, but if you do like the 4-4-2, these are the tactics that I would definitely recommend. So if you do enjoy these and you want to try them out, do let me know down in the comment section how they went for you. Do drop a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. Let us know down in the comments if there's any other videos / formations you'd like us to cover, and we'll do our best to do them as the year progresses. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.